what is the scoop with the Pac-12 right now? Is it disintegrating before our very eyes, do you think?
It is dwindling. I think we'll see what Arizona does. I think the big issue here is what is the broadcast TV deal going to be where we'll be able to watch it? And let's know going in that the previous commissioner, Larry Scott, had kind of bungled around with the Pac-12 network and who could see it.
Yes.
Large portions of their fans, including the ones who live here in Southern California, where, by the way, the two schools now are not going to be Pac-12 schools,
yes,
couldn't see it, couldn't access it, even if you wanted to. So now, and we've known this for a little while, whether it was going to be Amazon or Apple, but Apple had been a legit factor in this. Mm-hmm. But then, okay, who else is going to pick it up? I think, it's a diminished brand because of no USC, no UCLA, especially the no USC part. So you're taking your flagship schools out.
And Deion's taking Colorado out.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, we can get to that in a second because, Colorado has been dreadful for most of the last 20 years.
I think I heard Dan Lanning say something like that.
Yeah,
right?
And Dan Lanning was not wrong, right? So so this year, look, my network, Fox, we are going to be at Deion's first two games. 2 years from now, after the 2024 season,
mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if Deion Sanders is not the head coach of Colorado. I just don't think he's going to be there that long. It'll either go really well. They were horrible before, so he goes from 1 win last year to maybe 4 or 5 this year, and then maybe to 8 or 9, and then I think he goes to a bigger school. Or it will not work out at all, and they will be all at odds, because I think there's a lot of stuff that has the potential to create a lot of friction there in terms of how things are running. And if it doesn't go great, then I think they go in a different direction. I just don't see Deion Sanders, all of a sudden turning into, Kirk Ferentz of Boulder and being there for 2 generations. I think if it goes well, he will get poached out of there at a place with a much better recruiting base and a place that feels like a better fit. And then all of a sudden, all right, if you're the Pac-12, and I feel like they have San Diego State on the hook right now if they want to replace Colorado. Let's hold off on Arizona or Arizona State or even Arizona State, Utah, whatever there. But if you told me it was a trade between you get San Diego State and you lose Colorado for the Pac-12, I think that's actually a win, because right now you have no schools in Southern California. San Diego State has a new stadium. They've had a strong football program. They've actually been better than Colorado has in the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. And they're much better in basketball right now, right? They were in the Final Four last year. So I think, again, it gives them the Southern California market. Colorado doesn't have deep roots in the Pac-12.
No, I think Colorado in the Big 12 is a better fit.
It is a better fit. Now, the question is, Arizona, who, by the way, has not been very good. Jetfish has done a nice job taking them from horrible to respectable, and we feel like they're going to probably take another step forward. They're recruiting well. They, from everything I've heard, have wanted to be as patient as possible with the Pac-12. And, hey, what do we got? What do we got? I don't know if their patience has run out or if they're getting jumpy, feeling like, hey, the Big 12 may only have 14, and if we don't take it and Utah swoops in, which I don't know, Utah's been very loyal, and their leadership has kind of diffused a lot of this stuff. But I think right now people are thinking all bets are off.
Is Apple coming in with a deal that appears to be subscriber-based and paying out money, something that is member schools would say, okay, we're good, or just everyone runs for the hills? Everyone expects Oregon at some point to join the Big Ten if Big Ten expands.
If Oregon and Washington, if you told me that the Pac-12, a month from now, and I'm not talking about for the 2023 season, because obviously the USC and UCLA and Colorado are going to be in this year.
Yes, sir.
But if you told me going forward that they were able to keep Utah, Washington, and Oregon, I would say, they're in pretty good shape, because those 3 schools, and certainly Washington and Oregon, are bigger football brands than anything the Big 12 has right now, no matter what.
With Texas and Oklahoma.
Well, Texas and Oklahoma are going to be gone after this year. But once they leave, those are bigger than Oklahoma State, TCU, Baylor, Texas Tech. I mean, they just are.
Is it legit to say, what does Phil Knight want?
Phil Knight desperately wants a national title before Phil Knight's not around.
That's what I'm saying. Well, we know that. But I'm just saying, but does he have some sort of influence as to what's going to happen?
I'm sure he has influence, certainly what Oregon's going to do. I just don't know, is there a huge difference between $31 million per school and $25 million per school? It's a big difference, but is it like enough to make them go, all right, you got to go down this road here now of we're playing all our schools that are largely in the same footprint that we've known for generations, as opposed to now we're going to play in the same league where there's a team from Orlando, a team from Cincinnati, a team from Morgantown, West Virginia. But even beyond the newer schools, there's also teams, it's not that easy for them to get to Lubbock. It's not that easy for them to go to Ames. And, it's like it's a lot further along. Like when I hear people talking, we had this discussion on our podcast earlier this week about a possible like merger between with the ACC trying to poach Washington and Oregon. I was like, look at a map. Like the furthest west school is Pitt, and you can't get further away from Seattle to University of Miami or Oregon to Tallahassee.
Is it the Pacific Coast division of the Atlantic Coast Conference?
At least with the Big Ten, there's a lot of schools that are not on the Eastern time zone, right?
And so you got one in pretty much every time zone.
Yeah, and you're talking about other sports. You're not just talking. This isn't just a football only thing.
I know,
right?
Yeah.
And so
it's in volleyball and hoops and
it just feels like there's this wild speculation going on all over the place, and I'm not sure how much not sanity, but how much like, okay, let's think about this. How does this really work? Because for the LA schools to go to the Big Ten is huge money. These other leagues we're talking about are fractional compared to that. And if if people sit there and think, okay, the ACC is going to add, even if they did add Washington and Oregon to what they have, there's nobody in the ACC that has the TV pull of Ohio State or Michigan. Dude, it's not even close.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.